Yeah, welcome back. This is MDawg. So we're playing Way of the Hunter. If you have watched, if you've been in my streams recently, Russian Fishing 4 streams, I've talked a little bit about this game. I definitely had some reservations coming into it, but ultimately it heard enough positive things, mostly like saying that there was a good base here if the development continues, that maybe puts it in a little bit more of the direction of what's now called Hunter Classic if you're doing the comparison to Hunter Classic versus Call of the Wild. So I thought I would give it a try. I didn't want to record the tutorial video or tutorial episodes, excuse me, mostly because I feel like the beginning of the game has been covered by multiple sources, and I'm sure the game has been covered pretty distinctly, pretty thoroughly, just in general at this point. But I thought since I am to the point now where there's not like constant, missions, like first few missions. Basically, the first few missions, if you don't know, led up to, let's see, where can I find this? Okay, here we go. Here we are. Led up to finally where you got pointed in a direction and you went and either harvested a mule deer or a whitetail. I don't know if it's time of day or whatever, but where we were, there were just a ton more mule deer, so we just did that. Before that, we did a badger, did some zeroing in on the sights, like different targets. Echo was just finding a location. And then the first one was just like getting into the lodge. So really not much in terms of like just leading up to that first legitimate hunt for a deer, I guess. It seems like there are skills or perks, but if I'm understanding them correctly, they all have to do with repetitiveness of actions. So it looks like for this catch your breath perk for bolt action, we actually have to hit either the heart or the lungs artery 10 times with bolt action rifle while holding breath active. So right now we've got bolt action, lever action, and then the break action shotguns. That's all the equipment we have in the game right now. The stuff that you're missing down here that I guess I'm blocking just says hiker, outdoorsman, explorer, strategist, and these are just things like unlocking different tiers of calls, how you respond to weather, visibility, and I guess hiker is going to be pretty important because it's how much noise you make, how visible you are. So there are some perks and stuff. So it looks like I haven't done anything with taxidermy yet. Here's the hunting log. So through the tutorial, we did 2 badgers and 1 mule deer. Inventory wise, we purchased. So it's not going to even show me my. Does it not even show me my inventory? That's weird. Anyway, we purchased the first real rifle. I mean, you get a free one, but we purchased the first real rifle, and then I also have this free shotgun that you start with. All right, we hit tab to look at the map. The only thing I remember is that when we went down this way last time, we're just going to walk. We went through a field that I actually spotted some peasants in. Pheasants. Peasants are in a different game. I guess I never said. So the current mission we're doing, this is one thing I kind of liked, It actually gives you some specific things, like we're trying to get so much pheasant meat because, there's a local restaurant or whatever. So, blah, blah, blah. But it's kind of cool. There's this ongoing story about you and your grandfather or whatever. Which is not, it's not without value. I think there is some value to that. As you sort of ease into a game, it's nice to have some narrative, some story, some context of why you are where you are. It's something that Call of the Wild has also done quite well. Some DLCs better than others, I would argue, but and you can't help but compare this to the different Hunter games Call of the Wild, and at this point it's called Hunter Classic. But just because, let's be honest, I mean, those 3 hunting games, right? This one and those 2. I'm trying to think. I mean, I've played a lot of hunting games over the years. I can't even think of another example of something that even comes close. Maybe y'all can correct me. Maybe there's something I'm not thinking about. By the way, I'm just sort of going in this general direction. I may be wrong. Here's the Remington that we did purchase, by the way. It's kind of nice, but I was trying to get my binoculars out, to be honest. I'm thinking that... Am I not able to get binoculars out? Like, did I... There we go. I'm thinking that we'll be able to see it up here, but I don't know. We'll see. Already, this game does feel like a much slower paced game than Call of the Wild in many ways, which I am completely okay with. There's not that much gear to unlock, so there's really no rush. There's not a leveling up system. The perks are going to happen naturally just as you hunt. We only have a limited amount of content out right now, with more content coming. More importantly, I would say, as I'm filming this on August 20th, is that there are reportedly hot fixes, patches coming very soon to change things like field of view and key bindings, which probably it's a legitimate argument to say if you're releasing on PC through Steam, it's pretty unforgivable to not have those on day one. But as long as those fixes are coming and quick answers are arriving on stuff like that, I think that's a good sign. We're listening to the community. We're sorry, if y'all have been playing this game, you probably know exactly where I should be going, and I frankly don't, but I know that it was somewhere down here. I don't think it was all the way down to that hunting stand, so let's actually go this way a little more west and just let me look around. We might find peasants. We might find the peasants out this way. Maybe we can ask them how they're doing, see if they want to help us build a castle. So yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned I had concerns coming into this. My number one concern, and this was sort of based on a conversation I had with somebody, and it's is Will THQ? Is that the name of this? Hold on. THQ Nordic. Yeah. So really, that's the publisher. Maybe the more important question is Nine Rock Games. I'm going to guess that Nine Rock Games is an independent thing, but it is possible that it's a part of THQ Nordic. My biggest concern was, will THQ Nordic see the value in continuing to support this game, or support the development of this game as the publisher at least, so that it has a long life? Can this be a passion project that continues to develop? All right, so up here, let me turn. Up here is actually where we got that mule deer. That's the stand I was in. So I know it wasn't that far up. I think we're past. All kinds of weird noises out here. You know, one thing I should do, since this is a hunting game, let's just make sure we actually have our left and right earbud in the correct ear, because that could get confusing. I don't know if you've ever tried to play a game where the direction of sound is really important and you've got them reversed in your ears. No matter how hard I try to think about trying to reverse it in my brain, I still get confused. Yeah, so I don't know. I may just be wrong about where the pheasant area was. All right, that is... Oh, you know what? This might have been it, actually. I think there was a stand. I think this might have been the field where the pheasants were. Let's see if we turn... So it's got this thing where you turn hunter sense on, right? So now we have a pheasant. So we can hear it, right? Like, that's what it's saying, is we're analyzing the sound as a hunter. And we're seeing that there's a pheasant right up there somewhere. Okay. There's another one. So without spotting it, we don't have any sense of the size or anything, but we can tell it's a male. By the way, if you move, hunter sense goes away. But if you don't deactivate it, as soon as you stop, hunter sense will be on again. So it is something you can click on and off, or you can just let it be available as soon as you move. I don't know what the, let's see. So we can only zero in at 27 yards. I'm not really sure. The wind is doing well. It's blowing at our face. We need to harvest 3 6-pounders. He's still calm, so I don't think he knows. Let's see. Can I not? Sorry, I'm kind of playing with the buttons here. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, there we go. All right, the number 4. Okay. Very young male. Young female. They've got to be 6 pounds. I don't think a young male is going to hit us at 6 pounds, is it? All right, there it is. There's also a badger, but we want this pheasant right here. All right, it's so weird. So 1 must be pulling up the most recent weapon, and then 2 pulls up your alternative one. All right, let's just double check this. And then I think 4. All right, young female, young male, female. This other guy was right back here. There's the badger. All right, I think I'm going to stay crouched here. There's another badger. But I really want to hit the pheasants for the order. It's kind of cool how close we're getting here and not really spooking them. All right, so let's just double check. I don't think there's any rush. Yeah, that's him. Wrong weapon. Let's get a little closer if we can. Let's hope he's big enough. Alright, so you see the bullet tracking of the pellets. We have an overview. Oh, it's only 4 pounds. And that was a 3. So this is going to be interesting, right? Only 4 pounds. We need him to be about 2 pounds more. And that was not a bad one. Alright. Let's get up in the stand. Oh, I gotcha. Okay, we only need 3 pounds. Okay. We only need 6.61 pounds total. So we're good. So it's actually better if we don't get in the stand because, you know, obviously we're doing this with a shotgun, so we're going to have to be up close to them. I didn't know if we needed to kind of allow them to calm down and come back to us. Which we may. Alright, so do we want to go over that way or see if we kind of chase some of them over here? I think I'll go look in the woods over here. So we really just need one more pheasant. It can be any size. I mean, as long as it's not like a tiny one, we're going to have this mission finished. One of the things I've heard that is if you do work on missions, it's a good way to open up the new hunting areas. So right now you're limited in what sections you can go to. But some missions will allow you to get permissions to go to other hunting grounds on this large map. And then the other thing is, apparently you get a pretty decent amount of income, silver or whatever, dollars, from the missions. And so, dang it. Oh, it looks like they just kind of went over into this field over here. And perhaps they were already spooked, because it hasn't been that long from the shotgun fire. But let's just let's poke our head out into this field. I have experienced a little bit of nausea with this game, and I think, you know, I had to turn off the head movement, head bobbing or whatever. I do have the foliage turned down just so that I can see a little better, to be frank. Alright, there's another male. Oh. Hey there. That's a female. I'd rather just not kill females in general if we have the option. This game does do an interesting thing, like population, that's the male. Population of animals. Oh, that's a male too, and it's a 2-star. We'll go ahead and take him if we can, because we don't know how big the other one is. Population does vary based on some factors, like if you kill too many of the females, the population of that species can go down. And then there's something about if you kill smaller males and leave the larger ones. Let's see if we can hit it from here. Nothing else was close enough to really take a shot, I didn't feel like. So basically, if you preserve the larger male bloodline, then that's likely to increase the average size of that species over time, something like that. A lot of flesh and brain, but no heart, unfortunately. What was this rating? It was a 2. So this one's a little smaller. But it was another 4-pounder. So, I mean... So, plenty. Alright, so now we get to pick up some mail from the mailbox. Let's just go look and see if we can get one more pheasant, if it's, like, close. Maybe even get one, like, when it's on the move. May miss it, but we could at least try. It'll be a little noisy walking up to it. Oh, there's one. And that is a male. Let's just make sure it's not like... Oh, that's a female. There's the male. Very small. Very small. A couple of really small males. I don't want to take the female, but let's see if we can get one of those males to go up in the air and take a shot at it. I mean, really? What if I jump? That kind of looked funny, didn't it? Like it wasn't moving. Oh, that one just went. I also feel like the mouse right now, I mean, I don't know. I need to look at my settings. It's just very jittery for me. Okay. Let's turn that off. We can fast travel back to the ranch. So it looks like... It looks like we completed the one objective. Does it say... Oh, yeah. So we got $600, right? So we can go look at the shop, maybe. For this next mission, it says to check the mailbox. Scout twice, shoots once. So let's check the mailbox and just kind of see. But I have gotten a little nauseated. Like, I feel like right now, without the field of view change and all that, like,
Dear
I probably...
I've already told
I can
you
only
a
play
million
for like a
times,
certain amount of
I'll
time.
say it a trillion. Thank you so much for helping me with Bear Den Ranch. Restaurants always place their orders with me by email. I think you wrote down my email password when you visited me in hospital. I don't trust the Postal Service enough to write it down here. I couldn't be happier to hear that you started hunting again, despite your father's disapproval. You're an adult now. You can make your own decisions. When he found out you were hunting with me as a kid without permission and forbid you to ever visit me again, it broke my heart forever. So in a medical, well, that muley is an old gentleman now, and unfortunately, he has abnormal antlers just like his father. It's a genetic trait that would spread further. I have one request. Taxidermy him for this nostalgic old man and put him right next to his father in the... I decided to draw some situations we never talked about, and perhaps it'll be easier this way. Maybe you completely forgot about some. Maybe some still... Dear River, I decided to...
Cool. I'll let you read that fully if you want, but...
It was summer 2002, and 10-year-old River was about to spend his first holiday with his grandparents. River could feel the adventure and mischief in his young bones. Why has River never visited his grandparents before?
This coffee.
Oh, Dad! Dad!
What?
Ask his
What?
father.
There was a deer! Which one is a white butt? Mule deer or white-tailed deer? It has to be white-tailed, right?
I don't know.
Grandpa will know.
Because my father-in-law knows everything.
A few hours later, River was finally in Nez Perce Valley, and his joy was matched only by that of his grandparents. But not everyone shared their elation.
Grandpa! I saw a deer! It was probably a white-tailed because he had a white butt.
Mule deer also have white butts.
How can you tell the difference?
Wallace,
Richard,
I want to speak to you in private.
River was amazed when he entered the lodge. The walls seemed bigger somehow, and the animals looked alive.
Wait here. I've got something for you.
But that summer, there was one thing River was forbidden to even think about.
To be crystal clear, you were absolutely not allowed to let him anywhere near a gun or anything to do with hunting.
Richard, that's impossible. This is a hunting lodge after all.
You know what I mean.
Will you help me finish it?
Days went by, and River couldn't get enough of nature. He already felt it was his best summer yet, but it was about to get even better.
Ah!
That's how he met April and Noah.
Hi, I'm River. Ah!
Why do I always have to be the animal?
Because you're the youngest.
Poor girl.
Why? This is what hunters do, isn't it?
No. Real hunters are ethical. They wouldn't make an animal suffer like this and not even retrieve it afterwards.
River kept making the best memories he could that summer. He was also determined to find out more about his mother, as his father and grandfather never spoke of her.
I didn't know my mother hunted too.
Oh, you found the album.
Why do we never talk about her?
You'll have to ask your grandfather about that. But you can ask me anything else, sweetheart.
But this secret had to wait for another day. Time flew by, and soon the summer was at an end.
Wow! Try yelling something.
Ahoy!
On the last day, they made a new friend and named her Echo.
All right. So a lot going on there, and I just kind of let it run because I mean I've never seen it, and I don't know if I can go back and watch it again later. But you know, interesting. We'll go check out the store really quick, just so you can see the limited amount of equipment that's currently in the game. So it's having us go to a place that we haven't been yet. We're going to be looking for Hollywood, who actually. Let's see if we can figure out. Yeah, so here's Hollywood's, you know, father or whatever. Hollywood's father. And then slot 2 will be for Hollywood. So I think right now, you know, I think right now the only animals that have any sort of variation on their, you know, like antlers in this case, or other variants, will actually be in missions. I don't think currently they have that in the game, although I would assume that in a hunting game you eventually would add that. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, so a lot of times you do get your missions from the emails. Also, you kind of see, you know, some backstory again, father and grandfather and son and all that stuff. But in terms of the shop, you start off with Grandpa's old rifle, which is a 30-30 hunting tier 4 for what that's worth. And then the Remington, you get to hunting tier 5. And then there's a couple of rifles that are hunting tier 6. Different caliber, you know, you've got action bolt versus lever. And obviously most of these are going to be action bolt, right? In fact, is there another lever? There's got to be at least one more, like a really fancy. Oh, there's semi-automatic. So I guess there's just the one. All the shotguns except for Morning Silence are break action. But anyway, so it's just rifles and shotguns with sort of a variety of caliber and hunting tiers. The thing that's supposed to be coming relatively soon is a variation in terms of ammo. Right now, you've just sort of got the one ammo type, I believe. So, you know, it's kind of interesting. You also have some gear, upgraded binoculars. You know, we could get those now, I guess. We've got collars, which is probably something we want to start getting pretty soon. It will definitely help on some of the missions and stuff. They look like they're relatively inexpensive. I mean, we could already get several of them and kind of be good to go. I haven't tested this. Like, you would think something like this, based on the fact that they only have rifles and shotguns, you would expect that one of these might go on a shotgun. Again, I don't know that for sure. It's not like they have handguns, but I can't imagine you would want to use this on a 1x magnification on a rifle, but again, I could be wrong. We do have some much nicer high quality magnification scopes. I mean, I think it makes sense to save up for these. It doesn't look like you can purchase more than one of the same one, which means, if I'm understanding it correctly, you can't have multiple rifles with the same scope. It's what it appears, but anyway, it's easy enough to switch it around. So here are the different passes. I think if you wanted to ignore missions and you just wanted to be able to go to different areas on the map more quickly, this would be a little bit of a shortcut, but my understanding is that we will get some of these permissions at least based on the missions that we do, perhaps. So yeah, this is what we have equipped right now. So there's not anything we can put on the scope here. And even if I put Grandpa's old rifle in this section, I still can't equip. Oh, wait. All right, let's see here. How do I do this? Equip. Okay, there we go. Oh, I'm wrong. It does have... Okay, good. Well, it's got the same scope on both. Okay, that's good. Then we can clear it that way, and then we can put the... We want to have the shotgun right now. Okay, you can sleep anytime you want. You can choose based on which edition of the game you got, which car you want, you know. I mean, that's pretty much the basics. So, anyway, there's one mission, one little pheasant hunt, and a little bit about Way of the Hunter. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.